no nation building. We've been doing it for 3,000 years. In the last blink of history, our canvas has become the modern state of Israel. A vibrant mix of ancient and contemporary, Semitic and European, secular and religious. It is a project of heroic proportions and epic difficulties. At every phase, new challenges arise demanding new responses. The growing needs of security, the economy, and education must be met for Israel to prosper as a state and as a people in the fulfillment of our destiny. Yeshivot B'nai Akiva has played a huge part in the intense few decades of Israel's history, answering the timeless and changing needs of Israel's youth, a unique path to a nation that celebrates Jewish identity and Jewish spirituality. We began at the beginning. Statehood was still nearly a decade away when Rav Moshe Tzvi Neria Zatzal established Merkaz Yeshivot B'nai Akiva. He had arrived in Israel 10 years earlier to learn with Rav Avraham Yitzchak Kook, the pioneer of religious Zionism. Rav Kook knew that the new nation must be imbued with Jewish spirituality to survive. Every Jew would need to be included. Every aspect of life considered. In 1939, Rav Neria came to the conclusion that an educational institution was needed to stop the drift of youth toward a non-religious lifestyle. With 3 lirot in his pocket, he and 13 young men traveled to Kfar Horo'eh to establish their yeshiva.
Neria used to speak that yeshivot are going to be all over, even the places they are non-religious. You thought it's just an illusion, maybe some dream, it's not going to be. But now you see, this dream, we practice it.
Rav Neria's yeshiva would explode into the most influential religious Zionist school system in Israel. Behind the organization was a firm belief that Torah learning and secular learning could and should happen together.
Yeshivot B'nai Akiva show there is no contradiction between Torah and modern life, between Torah and building of Eretz Israel, between Torah and all other aspects. On the contrary, all aspects became much stronger and bigger because of the Torah education.
In the early days of statehood, physical survival was the first concern. With the help of Hashem, a strong military fought to secure the borders with enemies on every front, and the sea to their backs. The influx of Holocaust survivors and other immigrants doubled the population by 1958, while the threat of Arab Fedayeen, mainly from Egyptian-occupied Gaza, intensified. Yeshivot B'nai Akiva knew that the soldiers who fought to defend the land of Israel were fighting to defend the soul of Israel as well. Yeshivot Hesder was their chidush, their inspired response.
So then the system of Yeshivat Hesder was established, that the boys are learning in the yeshiva and they are serving in the army as well. And they are really wonderful students of yeshiva, and they are the best soldiers.
Hesder, literally an arrangement, fulfills the need for personal spiritual development and ensures the future of a nation in critical need of moral leadership.
The challenges in the army are tough, and sometimes the question of why we're doing this, and you meet other people that doubt that even more. And I think that Yeshivot Bnei Akiva prepared us and prepared me for that challenge of understanding what we're doing here, but also having the ability to look for the answers on my own, and Kasher B'Siva Hashem et Moshe.
Today, YBA operates 8 Hesder Yeshivot, including the world-renowned Yeshivat HaKotel. Hesder students are part of the most elite combat units, serving their country while remaining committed to a Torah life. As security began to stabilize, new challenges presented themselves. The entire national infrastructure would have to be built from the ground up. Just as it was vital to provide a spiritual base for young men entering the military, so too would the nation need its workers, technicians, and scientists, its educators, politicians, and business leaders to share in the sense of unity with all of Israel.
Our derech of embracing the modern world on the one hand, embracing the state of Israel, but doing that in a Torah fashion, I think that doesn't only apply to the army, but that really applies to every facet of our life.
The mechanism that balanced the practical with the spiritual, that could claim a middle ground, was Yeshivot Bnei Akiva's unique yeshiva high schools.
It's a very complex message to be in the middle, and it's not always easy. But I think that if you look in the army today, you look in business today, you just see a lot of people that you're proud of, and they came from where you came from.
For young women, YBA Ulpanot began to appear around the country, giving them an opportunity to learn that had never before existed.
One of the unique things in the Ulpana is really combining high level of both academic and religious studies. Not only to educate us, but really to give us tool to go out and do something for Israel, for the people, for the country.
Later, 2 exceptional colleges for women would also be established in the spirit of the Hesder Yeshivot. While getting an outstanding, well-rounded education, young women served their country by volunteering for Shirut Le'umi, bringing chesed to institutions across Israel.
We were raised up to be happy that we have the privilege of living in Israel and helping in building the country, the society, the state of Israel. So it was really part of being proud of being a religious Israeli.
Israel was feeling the growing pains of a new democracy, and new challenges presented themselves. For one, there was a huge influx of Jews from all over the world making Aliyah.
Jerusalem is calling. Jerusalem is calling.
They came from Northern Africa, from Asia, and from the former Soviet Union. For both the Olim and the young people who were here to welcome them, YBA schools provided a unique atmosphere in which to grow as Israelis, to grow as Jews. In 60 years of nationhood, Yeshivot Bnei Akiva has built 60 schools extending from the Golan in the north to Eilat in the south. New schools reach into the development towns where a religious education had been hard to find. In places like Netivot and Ofakim, Beersheba, Ashdod, and Akko, new high schools and Yeshivot Hesder are being built to answer these needs. Success stories are written large wherever a YBA school is built. In Youth Village, the story began in 1958 with the establishment of YBA Tom at Cherev La'et as a solution for boys not suited for intense yeshiva studies, yet ready to train for professions to make their own contributions. Today, nearly 300 students learn Torah and technology, most of them immigrants from Ethiopia, the former Soviet Union, northern India, and France.
Tom is a unique institution. It's not a regular yeshiva at all.
The YBA Mechina of the northern Negev is another such success. With a population of mostly Sephardic youth, it's the only preparatory yeshiva geared exclusively for graduates of state religious high schools. It prepares young men for full military service after 1 or 2 years of intensive Torah studies.
Yerushalayim, this is our heart and we're here to stay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yerushalayim, this is our heart and we're here to stay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yerushalayim, this is our heart and we're here to stay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yerushalayim, this is our heart and we're here to stay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yerushalayim, this is our heart and we're here to stay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yerushalayim, this is our heart and we're here to stay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yerushalayim, this is our heart and we're here to stay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yerushalayim, this is our heart and we're here to stay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yerushalayim, this is our heart and we're here to stay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yerushalayim, this is our heart and we're here to stay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yerushalayim, this is our heart and we're here to stay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yerushalayim, this is our heart and we're here to stay. 1, 2,
In America, the government stands firm on the principle of separation of church and state, keeping religious beliefs far from governance. In Israel, that very principle would spell disaster. We know from our history that the Jewish homeland must value Torah above all, and that the role of our education system is to instill love of Torah and of Am Yisrael in the young.
We think that Am Yisrael as a whole is Am Hashem, but unfortunately not all of them are getting the right education. This is what we are for, to try to bring to Am Yisrael as a whole the right education, in order that Am Yisrael as a whole should fulfill its task.
That task, to bring holiness to Medinat Yisrael, is to ensure our continuity in the land. It is an enduring mission, and yet we continually take stock. We recognize the needs of the next generation so that they can take their place as Israel's leaders.
The next generation is different from the previous one.
I believe that they would need a Yeshivat Bnei Akiva to be able to prepare them and to help them live in the world that we are in today. Not a world of isolation, but a real world that combines Torah with the modern world.
They are really adapting to fulfill the needs of this next generation.
No doubt the unforeseen challenges of the future will call for new answers. The chidush, the next big idea, may already be germinating in the mind of a young person who is today just entering a yeshiva high school. Yeshivot Bnei Akiva will be there, educating tomorrow's leaders with the support of the leaders of today.
I bring an example to the students. We are climbing in a mountain. It's very difficult. The boys say, come on, let's go down. We won't reach the top of the mountain. I told them, look down and see where we will start. And we came up to this place. The fact that we climbed up to this place, that we are now, we will definitely reach the top. We are supposed to continue. The fact that we did so much in the last 60 years, that Bezrat Hashem we will continue, and we will conquer spiritually Am Yisrael as a whole.
We must be strong, chazak, we will go on, Yaseh Shalom. Yaseh Shalom.